That's me on the left, Christine Davis next to me, then Margaret Davis, who we baptized on July 4th, 1968. And then there's Gwneda Hughes, Margaret's close friend, who was baptized on about the 5th of September. They're really great girls. They're really the life of that ward. Slide 59 is a picture of some of the other people at Woodset and some of the girls there. The three on the right are the three girls that went to Salt Lake City last September. Slide number 60 is Elder Gardner, and with Brother Evans. Brother Evans just walked into church one day, not a member of the church. He had read a book called The Mormon Story that was in the library. He said he'd been searching for a church for about 8 months. He's as Welsh as I don't know what, but he was straight from Wrexham, North Wales. He read The Mormon Story, came to church on a Friday. The custodian gave him a Book of Mormon, came on Sunday and asked to be baptized. The elders taught him a first and a second, a third and a fourth, and a fifth and a sixth, and then baptized him after only 3 meetings with him. His whole family eventually joined, and including his mother. Slide 61 is a picture of the baptism of Gwneda Hughes last September. Elder Pratt is on the left, the DL, and there's me. There's Margret and Gwneda, and there's Elder Marsh, who married Jeanette Avery Marsh, who was my senior companion. Slide 62 is another picture of the gang at Woodsetton. Let's see. Peter Drews there is next to Elder Eves in the front row. Elder Nichols, my companion, is over there too, on the right, front row. Slide 63 is a picture of some, I don't know, I'm not sure if they're girls or boys. I guess they're boys of England. A lot of the people over here look like this. It's kind of sickening. They sure were mad when all 8 of us drove up in the mission van, stuck out our cameras, and took a picture of them. Wasn't much they could do. Slide 64 is down at the old laundromat in Harvard. This is a great place. Elder Nichols is there sitting down. He's kind of covered in shadow, though. The lady in the green on the far left is the old duck that used to run the place. She was so cool. She'd give us free soap, and stuff like that. It's really cool the way some of the people help us out. Slide 65 is Elder Nichols after his football accident. He broke his nose, compound fractured. Really made a mess of it. He healed up pretty well, though, in spite of the poor doctors over here. Slide 66 is the old world traveler himself. That's Mr. Holt in Birmingham New Street Station. That was after he fed us that delicious steak dinner. That beret sure was cool. And that's the end of box 2, and now we'll go on to box 3. Slide 67 is a picture in Burton-on-Trent, which is the beer capital of England. You walk outside and you about to get stoned just breathing. That's a picture of a war memorial for both the First and Second World Wars. Slide 68 is the top half of it. Slide 69 is a church in Repton, which is very close to Burton-on-Trent. It's a very, very old church. Dates back to about 600 B.C. That's a mighty long time ago. Slide 70 is a picture of the steeple from right in front of it. Slide 71 is the church yard with Elder Wilson walking in front there, and across the street are some black and whites with thatched roofs on them. I haven't got many pictures of thatched roof because they aren't very common. There's only about just a handful of people in England who are able to thatch roofs anymore. It's dying out. The art is dying out. Slide 72 is a picture inside the Repton Church there, Church of England. It was a little light, but it was all right for such a long time exposure. The thing that makes Repton famous is this catacombs underneath it, where about 600 years A.D., many of the Anglo-Saxon kings of England were buried. And on the way down, I took a picture of Elder LeSueur and Elder Nichols there. They looked like a bunch of mummies standing there. It was quite a cool picture. Picture 74 is a little cottage between Repton and Burton-on-Trent on the way home. 75 was this glen that we went to right outside Burton and stopped to take a few pictures. There was a lake off to the right. As you can see, there were swans in the lake. They were quite friendly. Is picture 76. Picture 77 is a picture of a stained glass window in Stafford, which is the county capital of Staffordshire, obviously. Picture 78 is a diversion day that we had, I think it was the day after Easter. All the elders there are jumping into the van and we're going to go golfing for the first time. Boy, that was fun. Well, we all played pretty bad, but it was a great time. Many of them had yet to play when we went. In addition to playing golf, we also went to an English football game. It was quite an experience. The two teams that were playing was West Bromwich Albion, who was the home team, and the Tottenham Hotspurs, who were from London. It was sort of the equivalent of having the New York Yankees, who were sort of a glamour team, I guess, at home, or used to be, playing the Detroit Tigers, who are the reigning champions, because West Bromwich Albion was the champions, and Tottenham from London was the big glamour team. It was really a big event. Slide 80 is a picture of the bobbies surrounding the field, keeping the fans from getting too exuberant. Slide 81 is a cool picture of some football players right there in the middle, heading the football with their heads. That's how Elder Nichols broke his nose, by the way. Slide 82 is a picture of some of the bobbies close up. I was happy to get this picture. Slide 83 is at the end of this diversion day. Elder Nichols, I took a picture of him next to some of the scenic places in Birmingham. Slide 84 is a picture out of our back window in the Birmingham Grosvenor Road flat. You're probably wondering how to pronounce that road that we used to live on at 50 Grosvenor Road. It's not Grosvenor, but they, for some reason, don't pronounce the S over here. Slide 85 are some of the pretty flowers that make tracking a real pleasure during the spring and summer. 86 is a picture of a pink cherry tree on Lordswood Road, just below where I took that picture of Bearwood on the 11 bus route. 87 is a picture of one of the many parks in Birmingham. For once, the English flag is out. They don't display the English flag very much. That was a very beautiful day, and took a picture of this out of the bus. Slide 88 is another picture around Birmingham. This is back in the snow, of course. I wanted to get a picture of all the trucks in Birmingham, because there seems to be about 2 trucks to every car. There was about 5 trucks lined up in front of this one car, but just as I took the picture, the bus swerved, that truck swerved, and the rest of the trucks, except for the one you could see, was blurted out in the picture, so you can only see the one. In 89, this is a picture of the Birmingham Cathedral with snow on the ground and a big gravestone spire there. Slide 90 is a picture of my old tracting area, the Druids Heath estate. The Druids are a religious sect that used to live before the time of Christ in Britain. D-R-U-I-D-S. They have quite a interesting line of self-sacrifice, of human sacrifice. Slide 91 is a picture of Queen Victoria, or is a statue of Queen Victoria in Birmingham. 92 is a picture of the town hall. The missionaries sang there once, before I got in there, though. Slide 93 is the post office tower in Birmingham. Big ugly thing, stands up above all the buildings. Picture 94 is a picture of a man taking his wife for a ride in their motorcycle and sidecar. These things are quite prevalent over here. You can see the big round building too. This is quite a landmark in Birmingham. Picture 95 is a picture of some of the cooling towers in Birmingham. They're all over England, actually. They're used on electric plants, on steel mills, and everything else. Slide 96 is a picture of a big old steamroller, which is actually ran on steam. I didn't quite get the camera going too soon. Slide 97 is a picture of an Aston Martin. This is one of Reggie's favorite cars. Perhaps if he ever comes over, he can take a look at it. This was taken in Wrexham, North Wales, when we went on the trip there. Slide 98 was taken with my Instamatic, in case you can't tell. It was a picture of Elder Darger's Cobra. Slide 99 is another picture of an Aston Martin taken in Birmingham. These cars are all over. Slide 100 is Elder Dogger's Cobra once again, a little better picture. Slide 101 is Elder Dogger's father's Rolls Royce. Elder Dogger bought it and sent it home on the boat for him. That's Elder Dogger there with these suspenders on, washing it down for the first time at the Wilkinsons. That's Brother Wilkinson's son there. That's about the end of box number 3, and so I guess we'll go on to Wales. The first picture, 102, is in Shrewsbury. Sunrise over Shrewsbury. It's not quite to Wales, but almost it's right on the way. Slide 103 is a castle, the remnants of one, just on the border, just outside of Wales. Picture 104 is, of course, the coming into Wales. Welcome to Wales, it says, and then in Welsh the same thing. I can't read it, so I won't try to. Welsh is a very hard language to pronounce. 105 is another viaduct, or aqueduct, or whatever you call them. It was very pretty there, and the field below it was all plowed up and ready for harvest, I suppose. Slide 106 is Llangollen, North Wales. This is where the International Eisteddfod music competition is held. I'll explain a little bit about that later when I come to the slide. Here it is, 107. You can see the sign there. Llangollen International Musical Eisteddfod. This is the largest singing ensemble in the world. They have people coming from all over the world to compete, both choirs and individually. The Brigham Young University a cappella choir came over last summer. I have a tape of them which I'll send to you. I think in this package. They went to the Eisteddfod, and not only did they compete in it, but they won it. They were the best choir in the world, according to this competition. It was quite a tremendous thing. Elder Wilson, who is in slide number 8, second from the left, was one of the choir members. He was over here with the choir, then came on a mission in October back to England. He was so thrilled when we came back into Llangollen and we saw the Eisteddfod grounds. 109, I'm afraid these pictures were taken with some reject film, and they came out kind of bad. Of course, it could have been the picture taker, too. Just some of the mountains in Wales. You can imagine after seeing nothing but brick and soot for about the last 10 months, these pictures were quite exciting to us. 110 is another lake, right in the same place. 111 is the same lake. 112 is a picture of the sheep being herded by the sheepdogs down a trail, down the road in the middle of North Wales. 113 is a picture of the old Carnarvon Castle, one of the biggest castles in North Wales. Today's the 29th, and on the 1st of July, Prince Charles will officially be made the Prince of Wales. This is the investiture, as they call it over here. That will be right there in Carnarvon on the steps of the gigantic castle there. Slide 114 is the Menai Bridge, which crosses the straits, the Menai Straits, between Wales and Anglesey, which is an island, which is actually part of Wales. 115 is another picture of the Menai Bridge. 116 is a picture of the Missionaries. You can see the name of that town that we just came into. It's pronounced Llanfair. Oh, I give up. That's an abbreviation for the name of the town, actually. The town has about 56 letters in it. That's about 1/3 of the name. The natives call it Llanfair PG. They abbreviate the last. I don't know what in the world it means. It has a meaning to it. I didn't get a picture of the whole name, though. That's the longest name in the world of a town. That's a picture of the Irish Sea, and picture 117 as he pulled into Holyhead, where we were going to sing in the Find a Memory Week. Again, 118 is the bay at Holyhead. Slide 119 is just some of the hills that we climbed up in the mission van. This is on a very back road. We took quite a trip on this day that we went to Rhyl, North Wales, to sing. We climbed up a very, very steep hill. We took a few pictures, and picture 120. There's the old missionary himself. Again, on the very same picture as previous. Picture 121 is the signs as we got to the top of the hill. The amazing thing is you can see one side of the hill, I believe to the right, it says gradient 1 in 3.5. That means the hill climbs 1 foot every 3.5 feet, which is quite an angle, and it was amazing that we could get the mission van up it. Slide 122 is a picture of Llangollen again, where the Eisteddfa is, as we came down the hill. We all broke into a chorus of the hills are alive with the sound of music as we came down on this hill. Slide 123 is a picture of Llangollen Castle on the big mountain over there. You can just barely see the outline in the mist. It's a very misty day. Slide 124 is a very beautiful bridge just outside of Llangollen. 125 is the same thing. Slide 126 is a picture of Horseshoe Pass. A very beautiful place, but it was fogged in as we went by, so we couldn't see very much. 127 is Rudland Castle in Wales, just before we come into Rhyl, where we sang. 128 is Elder Stevens jumping into the van on a very, very lonely mountain road on their way to Aberystwyth, Wales, which is a very, very long way from where we were supposed to be going, but we took a little detour to see some country. Picture 129 is some of the Jersey cows with a rainbow just after it rained in the early, early morning. 130 is a picture of a waterfall in Wales. There's pictures like this all over. They were quite the thing after being in the city for so long. 131 is more countryside. 132 is another picture of this mountain road. It just went on for miles and miles and miles without seeing anybody. Picture 133 is of Aberystwyth itself. Picture 134 is again of Aberystwyth. 135 is Elder Darger walking through the castle at Aberystwyth. 136 is more pictures of Aberystwyth. Aberystwyth was quite a town once we got to it. 137 is another waterfall. 138 is Elder Stevens and Elder Ballwinkle next to the waterfall. Notice the wheel off to the right for the mill right next to it. 139 is just some more scenery there. 140 is some more scenery there. And that's the end of the pictures of Wales and about the end of this tape. I'll put some more on the other larger tape. Sorry I had to talk so fast. I wanted to get it all onto this one smaller tape though for the slide.
You're who?
Alan Wright.
Alan who?
Wright.
Right.
Joseph McGee.
McGee?
Yeah, M-A-G-W.
A McGuy?
Yeah. Wise guy.
He's the president of the church.
President?
Pratt. They're climbing up again. You just said it a minute ago.
David McKay.
That's it. How'd you usually say it?
David McKay.
Alright. How old are you, Joe?
14.
How old are you, Alan?
14.
How old are you, Alan?
12.
12. I see. Where's Willie today?
I think he's cleaning his car.
He's cleaning his car, huh?
Yeah.
He's kind of young to have a car, isn't he?
Well, near enough.
What's he, 12?
No, 13.
He's 13, huh? Well, that's wonderful. Hello, this is England speaking. Here I am up in Nottingham, actually in Long Eaton, which is right near to Nottingham, the land of Robin Hood and Sherwood Forest, and it's a long way from Sherwood Heights, I suppose. I've got about 4 boxes of slides here. As you can see written on the last one, it's mostly of Wales, and the others are just various shots and taking of people and places around here that I've been to since Christmas, most of it. You're probably wondering who those 3 lads were. They're not members of the church, but they were following us around tracting one day. They're quite nice young kids. It really restored my faith in the youth of England, I'll tell you, because a lot of times the kids will yell at you and throw snowballs at you or whatnot while you're attracting them. But these boys are really bright, and we gave them a few pamphlets, and they really became, well, not really nuisances, but they're always hanging around. They're pretty nice boys. They're pretty well-mannered. I believe all three of them are Catholics, and they attend the Catholic school over the hill. I received the slides and tape just, I believe it was Friday. We were singing in Redditch, Find a Member Week, and we had to go to the mission home and pick up Elder Dogger, who is now the assistant to the president, my old companion, Elder Dogger. He was in the mission home, and your box, of course, came to the mission home. It was given to me there, and I looked through it. I'm so happy to see it. It all looks so great. And I'm looking forward to coming home soon and taking a few pictures with my own camera. Without any further ado, I guess I'll go into these slides. In box 1, number 1, this is what I'm going to do is start on the 11 bus route in Birmingham. I used to ride this 11 bus route quite often and took a few pictures of it to remind me of it. First of all, this is Cotteridge. This is where we used to do our shopping and whatnot when I lived in Bourneville. Bourneville's just up the road from Cotteridge. And that's the old 11 bus down there. You can see, of course, the snow off the side. This was taken in about February. Number 2 is Elder Stevens, standing by a GPO phone box, and of course all that white stuff out there. We're ready to catch the bus. You can see that person walking in the background, and just to his right there is the bus stop, that pole with a round circle on it. The next picture is in Bearwood. There's another bus up there. Now these pictures were taken out of the top of a bus. I was in the top of the bus. We used to do our shopping in Bearwood when I lived in Harborne. Harborne was just back down the road a little bit. This is a girls' school on number 4, I believe, where you can see it was a very good day. It was a very unusual day, of course, being a good day. And you can see all the pretty clouds and the big church in the background, and even the girls are out playing some English football. This next picture of the railroad tracks was taken from the top of the bus as well. This has special significance to me because this is the tracks these are the tracks that I traveled when I came from the mission home to Dudley the first day I was in the mission field on June 19th. It's sort of a depressing ride on the train from Birmingham to Dudley, as you can see. It's like this all the way, just stonies and an old canal and stuff. The next picture is of the Handsworth Ward Chapel here in Birmingham. I don't mean here in Birmingham, I mean in Birmingham. I'm up in Nottingham now. I'm so used to being in Birmingham, I was there for a year. But this is the oldest chapel in England. It was built in 1912. Many of the apostles have been here and given speeches from the platform. And I believe the next picture, number 7, is of the podium inside. You can see they have folding chairs and carpets rolled out. What they do is they put the chairs up and roll up the carpets, and they have the gymnasium and whatnot, the recreational hall right in there. They're going to be building a chapel very soon, though, in Birmingham, which is going to be a tremendous addition to the church there. Slide 8 and 9, I believe, are pictures of winter scenes around the Bourneville digs, where the Shanleys used to live, or where we used to live with the Shanleys. Slide number 10 is Elder Stevens, again, drinking a big old bottle of Corona Pop after a long, cold day of tracting. It was in the evening, and we were just ready to go to bed. And there is little Carmel Shanley in slide number 11. She used to go to sleep in the oddest places, and that's right next to the old gas fire. That was there one morning as we woke up. Number 12 is the 2 girls of Shanley's, again, Carmel, and I think the other one was, I can't remember her name, but they really got into a lot of trouble around the home. Number 13 is Mrs. Shanley herself outside doing some of that shoveling of the snow. Number 14, we took a trip to Peterborough in the Missionaries. Peterborough is in East Anglia of England, and that's a viaduct out there with a train track over it. It was a very pretty scene. I didn't get a very good picture of it though through the window of the van. Here's another picture through the window of a van of a famous landmark near Peterborough of a very huge windmill. I don't know what it's doing there, but that's the kind of picture they show on maps of East Anglia. Number 16 is in Peterborough itself. You can see the old church in the background, and then the covered type, I don't know what you call it there, court. And we just got finished singing for about 4 hours under that covering. It was raining all day and it was very, very cold, but we had a good time. Picture 17 is from the court itself, looking the other direction, right where I just took the previous picture, with Peterborough Cathedral in the background. It's a very impressive cathedral. Picture 18 is starting the trip to Bridgenorth. We took this on the beginning of March, and there was 2 or 3 very beautiful days in the beginning of March before it turned cold again. This is in the black country of Wolverhampton, in slide 18. And you can see the black country has never been blacker. The last building you can see in the distance, you should be able to see many more buildings, but the smog was just so thick. It was quite a day. I've never seen it quite so black. Number 19 is an old familiar Shell station in Bridgenorth itself. The reason I took this is because behind there you can see the caves and the mountains. People used to live in those caves up until about the turn of the century. You can see the doors are still painted up and used for different purposes. Number 20 is Elder LeSueur turning around grinning as we're doing our daily cleanup. This is again in Bridgenorth. Brother and Sister Fenton fed us a tremendous meal, and the elders, of course, washed up for them. Elder Dog and Elder Eves there counting out some money or something in the background as well. 21 is the Bridge North, and I think that's Elder Nichols there standing and contemplating about any at all. Slide number 22 is an old church with a graveyard taken from a hill. You can see how bad the smog is on that day. This is quite a few miles away from the black country, but the smog had drifted out this far. One of the kings of England was quoted to have said that from this hill, this was the prettiest, most majestic view of his kingdom. Slide number 23 was the missionaries all ready to sing in Bridgenorth. A few of us anyway. Some of us were absent that day, being sick. Elder Eve on the far left and Elder Harrison on the far right, oddly enough, both had to go home. This was their last performance with the missionaries. It was quite a sad occasion. Elder Eves right there, he's the one who ran into a lorry that was parked on the side of the road as he was cycling about 35 miles an hour in a snowstorm. As you see in that picture there, he had a broken back, and the English doctors couldn't quite diagnose it. It was, I don't know, it's quite a bad deal. So he ended up having to go home to Salt Lake Hospital. You probably heard from him since then. Slide 24 is of St. John's Church of England in Wolverhampton. I took a picture of that because that's the first place I sang in the missionaries. Here's another trip that we took to Northampton in slide 25. You might recognize that old bloke. That's Elder Jim Poirot, who used to be Khaki Hargraves in our band with the old Winston Churchill victory sign at the Northampton Chapel at the Northampton Fundamental Week. Slide number 26 is a picture of some bloke walking out of a men's restroom in downtown Northampton. It quite surprised him, especially since the flash on my camera went off by accident, and he turned around with a shocked expression on him. 27 is a picture of Elder Gardner, Elder Eves, and Elder Stevens after a big rehearsal just before the Northampton Fundamental Week. 28 is going over to Coventry now. Coventry was one of the hardest hit cities in England during the Second World War, and the evidences of it are still remaining. In particular, this is Coventry Cathedral. On the right is the new cathedral, which they have built. On the left, of course, the bombed-out relics of the old. They use them both as sort of a memorial to the war. You can see that's Peter Drew, just below the statue of the angel. He's in a mission now in Ireland. And that's some of the other missionaries there. Slide number, let's see, where is this? Where I'm lost. Slide number 29, as it says here on the slide, is the old sanctuary of the old bombed-out cathedral. Slide 30 is the baptismal font within the new cathedral. And this is the reason, slide 31, that I bought these 3 slides, is the picture of the tapestry within the cathedral. They did not want us to take any pictures in there, so I had to buy them to get a picture of this. That's a 75-foot piece of cloth with paint all over it. It was really quite impressive. Number 32 is another view of the cathedral with a tower in the back. 33 is down in Hereford
It's where all the Hereford cattle come from, commonly called Hereford cattle in America. That's a big black and white, as they call them. Very pretty. It's about 300 years old. It's now a museum. Also in Hereford is 34, slide 34, is the Hereford Cathedral with an old bridge crossing, I think it's the Wye River, the River Wye or something like that. That bridge was built many, many moons ago when the Anglo-Saxons first crossed the river, and they built that cathedral back there, the Hereford Cathedral. Slide 35 is another picture of Hereford Cathedral. At 36, we took a trip up to Chester to find a member week. As you can see, this is a church in the snow. It was such a picturesque picture. I took a hurried picture in the van as we went past it. It looked like a big Christmas card, actually. At slide 37 is a picture of the Stoke-on-Trent. The Stoke-on-Trent Chapel at night. That was taken at my first Find a Member Week. Icemon actually took that. Slide 38 is a picture of the Lincoln Chapel. That's actually the Lincoln Cathedral that night, the Church of England. That's supposed to be the second largest cathedral in the world, next to St. Peter's in Rome. The face of the cathedral, you could see, was the end of it, not the sides, and so you can imagine how big the rest of the cathedral is. Slide 39 is just a picture of a sign for the town of Weston under Lizard. There are some crazy names for towns over there. We all flashed a picture of it as we went past. That's the end of box number 1. Going to box number 2, slide 40 is a picture of the Missionaries in New Year's Eve at Woodsetton, singing our final song, Baby Born in Bethlehem. I believe I'm going to send you another tape which has this song on it, and it was our closing song for many, many times. This is the last time we ever sang it. It was a sad song, that's why we're not smiling in this picture. Slide 41 is again at Woodsetton. Elder Ballwinkle came into the group on that evening. This was the first time. The people of Woodsetton didn't know him. Well, he's quite a funny character, and what we did is we gave him this fake, bald head thing, and we put it on his head, and he came out from the curtains and I introduced him, and it was quite a riot. 42 is a picture of the old missionaries back in Sedgley, when I lived in Sedgley. Elders Gardner, Graff, Sigmiller, Nichols, Wilson, Eves, me, and Elder Moffett on the bass. Picture 43 is the missionaries singing in the Northampton Find a Member Week in the streets. Picture 44 is the same thing in Hucknall near Nottingham. Slide 45 is a picture of Elder Nichols washing up. This is one of his favorite tasks, as you can tell by the expression on his face. Slide 46 was a picture of me on English Mother's Day. They gave the mothers of the church and also the elders and just about everybody else a piece of these flowers. I don't know what they call it, but they're very yellow, round balls, very pretty though. The slide didn't do justice to them, I'm afraid. Slide 47 is Elder Nichols studying in bed about 7:30. It was so cold we had to stay in bed, plus with all the heaters in the room. You can see me in the mirror there taking a picture of it, taking a picture with the camera in my hand. Slide 48 is Elder Nichols again, who is eating the equivalent to American hamburgers in England. This is fish and chips. They eat more fish and chips over here than hamburgers at home. A lot of elders joke about that they're so greasy. They say they have to buy some fish and chips at least 2 or 3 times a month just to keep their cycle chain greased, because they're so greasy. Slide 49 is a picture of Blanche. Blanche is the mission van. You can see our sign there in the window of the van. The new missionaries on stage today in Hucknall or something like that. Slide number 50 is a picture of the Burton-on-Trent electric plant. This is supposed to be the biggest electric plant in Europe, so that's England's equivalent to APS. Slide 51 is Elder Gardner and Elder Ballwinkle eating dinner in the restaurant that Art Holt took us to. There's in slide 52 Elder Eves and Elder Harrison once again doing the same thing. Slide 53 is on a diversion day. That's Elder Hall. He's bowling, of course. Top rank is sort of the equivalent to Brunswick over here. Elder Hall was an All-American basketball player in his heyday in high school. Slide number 54 is a picture of Elder Gardner
trying to find out where in the world we are as we were traveling along a freeway. Another Stevens there with the map is doing much the same thing. This was a common occurrence in the missionaries. Slide 55 is about a 180-degree turn. There's Elder Nichols with the sunglasses and the rain mac on a sunny day. Elder Wilson making a crazy face. We're going down to Warwick Castle and also to sing up in the mountains someplace at some retreat. Slide number 56 is at Brother and Sister Wilkinson's. They used to feed us Sunday dinner every Sunday for about 3 or 4 months when we lived in Sedgley. That's the kind of dinner they fed us every time. They were really posh people. I don't know how they could afford it. Those are the missionaries sitting around the table. They fed us all when we came back to Woodset once to sing. Slide 57 is again the Wilkinsons at Christmas. We spent Christmas with them. They have 4 young lads, so you can see it. They're really cute. They really make a ruckus, and they're always fighting and beating up on the others, but they're really great kids. They all want to go on a mission when they grow up. Brother and Sister Wilkinson joined the church. She joined this church in April of 68. He joined the church in about August of 68. Slide number 58 is a picture of Woodsetton Chapel. That's me on the left, of course. Next is Christin Davis, that's it. She's a sister of Margret Davis, who's in the middle. That's the girl that we baptized when I was first out in the mission field. Oops.